Why warbirds? It's one easy way to explain why warbirds. Take a look at that airplane. That is just the best looking airplane in the world. The aircraft behind me today is a North American P-51 H-model. It's the last production model of the P-51 series of Mustangs that North American built. They only built 555 of them. There's about 7 airframes left in the world, and this is the only flying example today. This is the first time we've been here to Oshkosh with this aircraft. Most of its flying has been in California. The H-model is here today because of my father, Michael Coutches. He started buying warbirds in the 50s. There's about 5 or 6 Mustangs out here that my dad owned at one time. And this one here, when we first saw the H-model, he just had to have one. It took about 4 years to find it, 7 years of restoration when I was a kid. And 22 years ago, I started flying it and kind of went through it again. And my son, Nicholas, started flying it about 2 years ago. So it's the 3rd generation of Coutches flying this aircraft. The D model and the other ones, they built 15,000 of them for the war, plus 45,000 in spare parts. The contract read was for every airplane they built, they had 3 in spares. This aircraft, they only built 555 total before the war ended. And these aircraft never went into conflict anywhere. They all stayed in America in different Air National Guard units. The D models had, and this aircraft actually too, at high speeds had a tendency to start fishtailing. The first H models had a low tail like the D models do. They determined that adding extra 12 inches, I guess, to the vertical fin, the rudder's still the same length, but the vertical fin's a little taller, helped it stay straight at higher speeds. The other best way is the landing gear. The landing gear is skinnier and longer compared with a smaller wheel. And the D model has a much beefier landing gear. But it's an awesome airplane to fly. It's like a Ferrari of aircraft to fly. It does what you want it to do. The climb performance and takeoff performance compared to the two is night and day difference. This will take off full of fuel in 800 feet, and the D model takes about 2,000 feet to take off full of fuel. At takeoff, once you get the landing gear up, with takeoff power, it's climbing at 6,000 feet a minute, where a D model climbs about 3,000 feet a minute. And then once you pull back to climb power, it's still climbing like 2,500 feet a minute. So it's a big difference with that weight. Weight makes a substantial difference. I don't know, I'm pretty humble about it. I really enjoy it. I like bragging about it when I can to other guys that have D model Mustangs or the C or B. Most of them are really intrigued on how it performs differently. And until they actually see the performance, it's not impressive by just listening to someone tell you about it. When you fly with them, or you let someone else at the controls that's flown a D model, to have them come back and just go, wow, it's so different. It shows how amazing of an aircraft it is. I grew up with it. I helped my dad with it, and when I fly it, I think he's there looking at me. But he loved this airplane, and I love it just as much.